Chapter 12 The National Movement Second Phase. The period of national movement from 1919 to 1947 is also referred to as Gandhian era. This is just due to his exceptional method of freedom struggle. With the arrival of Mahatma Gandhi on the political horizon of India, the national movement became still stronger and more mass-based. Born on 2nd October 1869 at Porbandar, Gujarat, he received his early education in India. Later, he went to England to study law. Thereafter, he went to South Africa to practice law. He spent about 22 years, 1893 to 1915, in South Africa. There he fought against the oppression of the white rulers against the Indians living there. He returned to India in 1915. He evolved the concept of satyagraha or non-violent struggle against oppression. In this chapter, you will study about the second phase of Indian national movement. Early campaigns. Gandhiji started his first movement at Champaran in Bihar in 1917. Here, peasants on the indigo plantations were forced to sell indigo at prices fixed by the European planters. These prices were very low. Gandhiji protested against this and forced the government to increase the price at which the planters bought indigo from the cultivators. In 1918, Gandhiji led the workers of the textile mills in Ahmedabad against the mill owners. Ultimately, the mill owners had to raise the wages of the workers. Montague, Chelmsford Reforms, 1919. The government passed the Government of India Act of 1919, popularly known as the Montague-Chelmsford Reforms. Some of its important features were as follows. The Central Legislative Council was made bicameral, that is, it would consist of two houses, the Imperial Legislative Assembly and the Council of State. Elected members now formed the majority in both the houses. No significant change was made in the power of these houses. The system of diarchy or dual government was introduced in the provinces. The state subjects were divided into two, reserved and transferred. Subjects like finance and police, which the British considered more important, were put in the reserved list. They were under the control of the governor and his council. Subjects like education and public health, which the British considered less important, were the responsibility of ministers who were responsible to the legislature. Real power thus remained with the British officials. The act disappointed the Indians. Protests broke out all over the country. In March 1919, the government passed the Rowlatt Act. Under it, the government could arrest anyone without a warrant and imprison him without a trial. This further aroused public anger and led to mass demonstrations. Jallianwala Bagh Massacre, 1919. In Punjab, police arrested two important leaders, Dr. Saifuddin Kichlew and Dr. Satya Pal, on 10th April 1919. On 13th April 1919, the festival of Baisakhi was being celebrated on this day. People gathered in a park in Amritsar called the Jallianwala Bagh to protest against these arrests. The peaceful gathering was attended by men, women and children. General Dyer, the military commander of Amritsar, came to the park with some soldiers and blocked the only entrance of the park. He then ordered his men to open fire. The firing lasted for nearly 10 minutes till all the ammunition was exhausted. Hundreds of people were killed and thousands were critically wounded. This shocking incident resulted in widespread protest all across the country. All national leaders condemned this cowardly act. Rabindranath Tagore renounced his knighthood. The government declared martial law in Punjab. Khilafat Movement, 1920. The Khilafat movement was organized by the Ali brothers, Muhammad Ali and Shaukat Ali, in protest against the injustice done to Turkey, which had fought against Britain after the First World War. Turkey was important to the Indian Muslims as the Sultan of Turkey was also the Caliph or Khalifa and was the head of the Muslims throughout the world. The Khilafat leaders put pressure on the British government to give better treatment to Turkey. Through this demand, Muslims were drawn into the national movement in large numbers. Non-cooperation movement, 1920 to 1922. Congress decided to start a non-cooperation movement under the leadership of Gandhiji against the rigid attitude of the British. The movement aimed at protesting against British repression in Punjab, the Punjab Bronx, and their policy towards Turkey. It was also for the attainment of self-government. Start of the movement. The movement started with giving up of honorary titles received by the Indians from the government. Gandhiji gave up the title of Kesari Hind. This was followed by the boycott of schools, colleges, legislatures, law courts, and elections to the legislatures. People were asked not to work and not to cooperate with the government in any manner. Foreign clothes were burnt in public bonfires and strikes were organized at many places. The movement was supported by almost all sections of the society and was a big success. On 5th February 1922, a crowd of peasants was leading a protest march through the village. The police beat a volunteer picketing shops. This agitated the peasants and they set fire to the police station. 22 policemen died. Mahatma Gandhi was strictly against any violence and he immediately withdrew the movement. Non-cooperation to civil disobedience 1922 to 1930. Congress got divided into two groups after the withdrawal of the non-cooperation movement. One group, led by C.R. Das, Motilal Nehru and Vittalbhai Patel, wanted to end the boycott of the legislative councils. These leaders felt that if the Congress continued to boycott the elections, people who were loyal to the British would get elected and then the government would have absolute power to do anything it wanted. The second group, called the No Changers, opposed joining the councils. This group wanted to undertake a constructive program. This group was led by Vallabhbhai Patel, C. Rajagopalachari and Rajendra Prasad. Gandhiji was arrested and sent to jail after he withdrew the non-cooperation movement. He was released in February 1924. After his release, the Congress resumed its constructive programs. Some issues that were focused upon were removal of untouchability, promotion of Hindu-Muslim unity, and spread of Khadi.